Okay, I just got back from the theater from watching Deadpool versus Wolverine, and I have to admit, before I get to the review, I kind of want to set the stage on my feelings overall before the movie was announced and so forth and so forth. I am one of those people, if you ask me, Logan is one of the top 3 comic book movies of all time. It's a masterpiece. You could not have acted, directed, told a better story. It's a perfect film, and it broke genres. It wasn't just viewed as a comic book movie. It was looked as a father and daughter movie, like a drama. It was so well done. I wanted that to be Hugh Jackman's last appearance as Wolverine in cinema. But of course, the powers that be and cameos and all this other stuff, I was hoping he would have said no. A couple years ago, I was hoping he would have said no because I didn't want that legacy tarnished in any way. But again, the box office speaks wonders. So again, when I found out he was going to do it, I'm not going to lie. A couple years ago when I found out, I was honestly I was disappointed. Because again, as I said, that legacy should not be touched and it should be left alone. But again, I was curious on what it was going to be. As far as expectations, I was walking in expecting a Deadpool movie, just like the other two, in my opinion. I'm not ranking this one, but I think 1 is still the best, and 2 was, it was okay. The origin story was fantastic, and again, it was our first time seeing Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. So walking into this, I knew of all, because of the internet chatter, what was going to be happening, or what we were hoping was going to happen. I've heard rumors of cameos. I know a lot of people were disappointed with Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness, and people were really wanting those appearances from these characters. And I've heard all the rumors about Deadpool versus Wolverine. I saw the first trailer, and I've done my best to stay away from Twitter. There were a couple cameos that were ruined for me, not all of them, but that was my expectations going into the theater today. A Deadpool movie, very cheeky, got that? And just treating a lot of things with just the Deadpool way. So here are my thoughts on the movie. Overall, what I appreciate about Deadpool versus Wolverine is that you're going to walk in and you're going to have a lot of fun. That's it. You're going to have a lot of fun. I promise you, with the cameos, if you are walking in hoping to see cameos in this movie, you're going to get a lot of cameos, and some that are going to be genuine surprises, and you're going to think one cameo is this person, and then this person turns out to be something else. That one kind of, you'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. I was really like, hey, that got me. That got me. There was one cameo where I said, fuck yes, and I clapped. I was like, yes. Because this movie does pay a lot of respect to that one. That's all I'm going to say. But again, that cameo was a pleasant surprise. But outside of that, the story in itself, there is some heart. I'm stealing that from Sean Chandler. Sean Chandler said there was heart in the movie. There is a piece of that, but the story overall is very weak. It's a very silly movie, but again, which Deadpool movie had a strong story? I guess they never did. None of them really did, really. But Deadpool's faced with this task to save his universe. And there's an agency that I'm not familiar with, the TWA. I don't watch Loki, but I understand that if you watch Loki, this is like an interdimensional team that goes and saves universes, and they kind of intervene when they have to. So he works with them. And again, with the multi-universe and all these options available, you're going to see a lot of that. And I really don't want to spoil anything for you because there are a lot of surprises in this movie. But if you take away the cameos, if you take away all the oohs and ahs, and there were a lot of that in the theater. I mean, this kind of reminded me, not like Endgame level, but you can feel the excitement in the theater. And when cameos would happen, you can just feel the dopamine levels in the theater with the ooh, ah, yeah. And then you get the whispers, that's from so-and-so, from so-and-so. And I'm just like, yeah, that's that person. You take away all that, and the story is just bare bones. I was shocked about this. There were a lot of moments in the movie where it dragged. And that was really disappointing because, again, you have Deadpool and Wolverine here together. We've been wanting to see them on screen for the longest time. And I felt they could have done more with the one-on-ones. But again, Ryan Reynolds has to be cheeky and do his thing. And there's a lot of that. And honestly, it got on my nerves in some points. There are some moments, if you ask me, the best actor in this film, of course, is Hugh Jackman. He does have moments where he brings some heart and some emotion, some raw emotion into the film with some scenes, which I really appreciated. It was a good counter to what we were getting the rest of the time. The one major con that I have with this movie is that there are a lot of great moments in this movie, epic moments that you're like, wow, this is amazing. And right before that scene starts, the scene is ruined by blasting music like this. You've been born. 3, 2, 1. I don't want the world to see me. And I'm like, and I'm seeing this in Dolby surround sound. So this music is just capped up to like 10. And you're just like, I'm doing this because it's so damn loud and it's taken away from the moment in the scene. Again, there's like an epic battle at the third act, like every movie, right? And this song starts and you're like, oh. So it's very similar to the complaints that a lot of people had. You remember in Suicide Squad back, almost 10 years ago, people were saying like the first 10 minutes of the movie felt like a jukebox with all these, like a scene would start and then a song would start. And it was like, oh, really? We're going to keep doing this? It got repetitive. Well, you're going to get this with about 6 songs throughout the entire duration of the movie. Epic scene's going to happen. I wish it was replaced with a score. I think it would have been more impactful, but it's a Deadpool movie, so they got to throw in some 80s song. So again, in my opinion, that's what really took away from the movie and those epic scenes that you're waiting to watch, but it's taken away by Madonna. I mean, overall, it was what I expected. Will this movie have longevity? I'm talking, will people revisit this movie 10 years, 5 years from now? Probably not, because it's such a satire of what's going on now with all the DC and MCU, all the drama that you've heard over the past few years. That's all spoken to in a satirical way, which I appreciate it because it's poking fun. It's poking fun of itself is what it's doing. But will this film, once you know the surprises and the twists, will this movie be a long-lasting movie? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not for me. I don't see myself buying this. But it was cool to see Hugh Jackman in the Wolverine outfit and to have the mask and cowl. It was like, yes, we finally get that wonderful what now. And I don't mean to be like that asshole who hated the movie. I didn't hate it. I thought it was a lot of fun. But it's like a carnival ride. You go, you get in this car, a roller coaster, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna scream, you're gonna have a wonderful time. But once it's over, you're gonna leave the theater and you're gonna be, yeah, that was good. That was good. I probably won't think about this movie like in a few days. But again, that's just me. But if you are an MCU fan, if you love Deadpool, you're going to get Deadpool. You're going to get the Deadpool jokes. You're going to get all if you want cameos, you're going to get a lot of cameos. You're going to get a lot. And again, there was one that I was really like, yes, well deserved. There was one cameo that I actually appreciated. And I feel that it was long overdue for that particular cameo. But anyway, if you're walking in expecting that, you're going to get that. So it's probably going to be a great film for you to go see. You're going to have a good time. Can you bring the kids? I'm not one to tell people what their kids cannot see, but there were a lot of kids in this theater. I'm talking under the age of 13, maybe 10, some as little as 6. So if you want your young kid to see a lot of blood and gore and just guts and death, I mean, they're going to get plenty of that. So again, but I'm not one to tell parents, whether the kids can see it or not, but there is a lot of that. So FYI, it is a true rated R movie. That being said, I'm going to give Deadpool Wolverine a thumbs up. It is a fun experience. It's a fun one-time experience. I don't know if there's going to be as impactful upon rewatching is what I try to say, rewatching it, but it is a fun experience. It's go to the movies, turn off your brain, eat some popcorn, drink a Coke, and have a wonderful time at the theater. That is exactly what you're going to get. You're going to have a wonderful time. So again, if that's what you're expecting, that's what you're going to get. So again, I'm going to give it a thumbs up for just having a good time at the theater. But longevity-wise, I think people will forget about it in 5 years. But that does it for my review for Deadpool Wolverine. What did you think? Did you like the cameos? Did you enjoy the movie? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe. That would really mean the world to me. I would appreciate that. And always thank you for watching Gen X Reviews. I appreciate it. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you next time. Go Whip Go.